Yes, people, welcome back to Jamie Vardy's favourite show, Weird and Wonderful. It is good to be back. Different vibes this week. Different vibes. We got some comunicado oficial today. We got the brand new news. Yeah, man, exciting stuff. But before we jump into that, Ishmael, what are you telling me? How you feeling? You must be riding high right now. What are you saying?
Listen, talk soon, bro. Talk soon. We're talking Jan, innit? After AFCON, then we'll see what's really happening with our season. But listen, so far so good. All I ask is like when we get an L as a team or a tough result, I want bounce back. I want a reaction, and I got that so far. 2-4-0s back to back, sandwiched with a 2-0 in between. 10 goals in 1 week, none conceded. So I'm good right now. But first of all, housekeeping.
Slap them likes, slap that subscribe button, hit the bell, all of that good stuff. If you're watching us on Twitter, make sure you're retweeting this, make sure you're sharing it, make sure you're showing some love. And yeah, subscribing on Twitch as well. All of that stuff. We're fully digital now. But yeah, we got a special show today. We got a bit of a band of brothers, a motley crew of football fans joining us today. We'll be introducing them shortly. But briefly, we're going to touch on the breaking news today, which is Ralf Rangnick.
Here we go.
He is official. He is officially the Man United manager. And good times are on their way to Old Trafford, it seems. But Ishmael, what are your thoughts? I think we kind of touched on it in the stream on Sunday. Slightly shook. Now it's official. How you feeling?
Rangnick hype, fam. Listen, yeah.
It'll pepper in that.
For me, if I'm being 100% serious, I think we'll start to see things getting really patterned when he moves upstairs in it. This is just like come in, steady the ship. No more embarrassing L's this season. Like just steady. If he can get top 4 and a little cup run, maybe a Champions League knockout, like deep in the competition, then I think he can say he's had a good season. He's made it all nice and stable for when whoever comes in, be it Ten Hag, be it Poch, whoever. But I don't think at this point, I don't think there's going to be too much expected of him to come in. Like he's not going to come in and win the league like Conte done it at Chelsea. He's just going to come in and just do his thing in it. It can't be any worse than Ollie. So like for me, I ain't shook yet. When he moves upstairs, then we might see what's what. But for now, it's all good. Where are you?
I think you're clutching at straws a little bit there, man. But for me, this is Man United's about to get serious. We're about to get real serious. We're about to get organized. We're about to get a style of play. We're about to really create a team harmony and like a full system around our whole club and our whole organization. Like this is for me. This isn't just any other manager. We're not just we're signing one of the great football minds, one of the great football thinkers, of course, in Ralf Rangnick, someone who's influenced a whole host of top managers now. Like I hope he's not just going to be a Bielsa, but for me, him moving into the boardroom after these 6 months is massive.
That's it. For me, that's the real, like, that's where you've got the real.
Bro, I'm looking forward to him getting hands-on with some of these players because I feel like they need some like some real hands-on treatment. I'm not gonna lie. I want to see him. I want to see what he can do. Like in the time that he's got. I know we got Arsenal on Thursday. I don't know how much he's gonna be able to do for that, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can do to the squad. How quickly he can get a tune out of these players. And then him picking the successor. I can't make everything's in line. He's not just good at finding players, he's good at scouting coaches as well. So that's what I'm looking forward to as well. But yeah, man, people, just to remind you, we got a little crew of people down today. We're going to be introducing them in a hot second. But yeah, we got people from Arsenal, we got people from Liverpool, and of course we got people from United to break down all the talking points from this weekend's fixtures. But yeah, man, Ishmael, do you reckon what? Should we just? Is there anything you wanted to say before we introduce the guys?
The only thing I will say just quickly on Rangnick, like I think it's easy for you not to get gassed in it because you've gone through some pure like fuckeries all season. But for you to see the press in football and like the real nice like patterns of play, like it's not going to come straight away. When Klopp came in, it weren't all looking rosy straight away. The heavy metal was a bit out of tune. We were getting a lot of injuries as well, like.
I'm just talking about different kind of fish here. talking about
Tempo
top, and then we're talking about ranking. You know what I mean?
Allow it. Don't do that. Don't disrespect Klopp like that. But yeah, that's it. Let's bring the man them through. Let's bring in our special guests and we'll chop up the weekend's action and then the games coming up.
We have Finners, who is one of Ishmael. He's one of the Ishmael crew. Actually, that is not. We'll bring them all in because it's right now your face is covered. We got Banks.
Do my man
and we have Cozy Boy in the Arsenal corner as well. Cozy, we've had you before, so I'm not going to ask you this question. You know what's going to come. But Finners and Banks, this is where we introduce you to the people, to the community, the people who don't know who they are. Basically, give you a bit of a chance now to introduce yourself. Drop your socials in there, and then we got a little question about which player from your team got you into your team. So which Liverpool player for you, Finners, is the player that made you fall in love with your club, and then straight back to you, Banks, afterwards. But yeah, let the people know who you are first and where they can find you.
No problem. Okay, it's Finners. Been on the platform for about 6 months, maybe a year. First came about by watching Coppish. Massive channel for all the Reds fans. Just follow them as well. So they're doing bits every day, pretty much every day, and they got members content, everything like that. I've been guest appearing pretty much on like the smaller accounts, a few like more like it's hard to explain, like people that are kind of more micro channels rather than like the bigger channels, obviously.
Emerging channels.
Yeah. The emerging channels, basically. So I've been doing that for about 6 months now, off and on. Obviously, diehard Liverpool fan. And the guy that basically got me into Liverpool, well, it's kind of weird one, to be fair. Like, when I was younger, I was 6 years old, 2001 it was. So, like, there was, like, Heskey, Owen, Gerrard, Carragher, all coming through. Big names. But it wasn't a few years later, but it's there's one guy from this country. Wait, let me show you that country.
I know who it is.
That's the god.
First player on the back of my shirt in 2005. John Arnorisa. Absolute bullet left foot.
Listen,
so that guy literally.
R.I.P. Alan Smith's ankle.
I know. I was watching that game live as a kid, man.
Bro, I never seen a leg so snapped up like that before. That
was bad.
From a shot as
well. You left foot is just different. Left foot is.
Thank you for that, Finners. Banks, tell us, tell the people where they can find you, and what player got you into United, bro?
Yeah, man. Find me on all the socials. Banks_TF3. TF3 stands for the Final Third, so we have our own YouTube channel as well. Make sure you go check it out. If you're in the building, make sure you subscribe to the Final 3RD on YouTube. Check us out on the socials as well, at the Final 3RD _ on Twitter, at TFinal 3RD _ on Insta. To say who got me into supporting United, again, it's another fullback, Gary Neville.
I love that answer. Proper red.
Peak United football was David Beck, but I'll tell you, like, when I was first going to actual football training, like me kicking ball, like this is the first time I went to training, I was like shitting it. I was so terrified. I didn't know what to do. So one of my big cousins put on a Gary Neville like skill show. He basically showed me how to tackle, how to dribble, all of that. I went and I busted it. After that, it just became my favorite player. So I say it was Gary Neville that really got me into United, really got me into football.
Thanks. I think you got Gary Neville as the person that got you into United. I got David Beckham on the right hand side. We got it patterned down that right channel. You know what I mean?
It's a link up.
My God. But also, Cozy Boy, not going to forget about you. Becoming a bit of a regular on the channel now. A lot of Arsenal
fans want to come on tonight, innit? We asked them, Arsenal man, they weren't really on it after what happened last time.
They didn't want to come on.
I don't know why, bro. I don't know why, but big up yourself.
But Cozy, tell the people where they can find you as well. And if you want to drop a little, if you want to give a little reminder for the people as well.
Yeah, Cozy Boy 93 on Instagram. Silly videos, bit of comedy, bit of football, bit of music, and big Arsenal fan.
Lovely stuff. But yeah, people, before we jump straight into it, make sure you're hitting that like button, make sure you're subscribing, not just to our stuff, but to everybody in this lovely room right now. But yeah, big weekend. I think there's only one place to start, really. I want to start with Ishmael and Liverpool. Ishmael, talk to me, man. You were saying as well, right? It was a convincing result. But in terms of a performance, I wanted to hear what you were saying about it as well, because I thought it was quite interesting. You can never really tell from a scoreline how the game has gone. But how did the game go, in your opinion?
Hey, listen, I think Finners will agree with me, innit? Like, even though we were 3-0 up at half time, it was a bit too much chaos for my liking. Southampton could have got about 2 or 3. Armstrong was through a couple of times. Like, we looked good going forward, but still in behind there was a couple of things that I weren't too happy with. But listen, overall, clean sheet. He bopped them off the park. Some of the attacking play I saw was just top notch. Mane, Salah didn't even touch the score sheet either. So for me, it's a perfect day, innit? Perfect day. And listen, Everton on Wednesday. I know it's a derby, but we got revenge for them, man. After last season, it's back to Goodison as well. So I think going into that game, perfect result, really. Like, even though there's a couple of things I weren't too happy with, as a fan, you just take the 3 points, 4 goals, move on. That's all good. Title race is on, man. Title race is on.
Finners, what do you think about what are your opinions on the result? Because yeah, from what Ishmael was saying before about the 4-0 scoreline not necessarily doing or not being representative of the game. What were your opinions on the match? How did it?
I mean, obviously this season is our biggest problem is kind of defensive consistency. Like, we know that we can pattern things going forwards. We know we got like Mo Salah, we got Jota, we got Mane and Bobby. Like, it don't matter. We can rotate the front. It's just the back. It's about the consistency. And we always know, like, the kryptonite is the high line. Playing against a team like Southampton, they got short but quite pacey attackers. Like Adam Armstrong's the shortest player in the league, 5'4". Obviously, come off the back of shortest player in the league. So obviously, like he is like, that's his game though. It's like the Vardy type game. Play that through ball and then just run onto it and lash it. I mean, it's a big step up for him this year though. Obviously, came from the Championship division last year. So, but obviously, defense is always techie. I think Alisson sometimes really does have to step up and carry the team defensively sometimes. Obviously, he made 2 really good saves again, but it could equally have undone us like at any stage of the game. If we hadn't have scored so early and dictated the kind of tempo of the game, it could have been a different outcome completely.
Lovely. Before we jump into those questions, I want to get Cozy's opinions and Banks' opinions on the game this weekend. So Cozy, we'll start with you. Thoughts on the 2-0 win against Newcastle?
Yeah, I was there. First half, I thought was really bad. Way too slow in the ball, a lot of sideways football. Newcastle defended really well, but bro, I mean, Newcastle are one of the poorest teams I've seen live in a couple of seasons, man.
They've got to go down. They've got to go down.
Yeah, I think they're gonna go down, man. I can't see anyone who's like genuinely worse than them. And then second half, we upped the tempo, played a bit more sort of attacking, forward-thinking football. It was pretty easy by then, but yeah, Newcastle was screwed, bro.
Are we going to talk about Aubameyang's miss, or are we going to leave that one out?
We'll talk about it later. I don't even think he should play against United.
Collect your boy, fam. He's not my captain. He can never be my captain, man.
He's not playing well at the moment.
Yeah,
happy for him. Like, he's a little baller. I want to see more of him.
Let's get we got one more guest to join us before we jump into Banks. Apologies, but we got to introduce one more. Well, it's a United fan as well, yeah. We got another United fan, yeah.
Yeah, United, man.
Another United fan.
Okay, not just the United fan as well, but from Big Six Bants, one of the you kind of got what me and Ishmael got, but you're covering all of the teams. So big up, make sure you're joining. Actually, do you know what? You could do it, Corey. Tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah. All right, cool. So you'll find me on Big Six Bants usually. My Insta's Craig Corey and everything else is Craig Corey as well. Big Six Bants, that's where I usually am. You find me on a couple other podcasts sometimes, but yeah. Thank you for having me.
Nice.
Thank you for having me, man.
No, all good, bro. All good. It's good to have you. Let us also, can you tell the people, this is one way you got of introducing the people, like our guests to the community. Like, what is what player got you into Man United? What player made you fall in love with the club?
Oh, Wayne Rooney. Like, Wayne Rooney is
lovely.
For me, like as a footballer, he's probably one of the most talented, like out and out footballers I've ever seen. Like this guy's ridiculous, especially when what you want as an all-around footballer. Like he fits that profile. Although he obviously towards the end of the career burnt out quickly, but what he had at that young age,
man,
kids kill to have. Like you don't see that anymore.
For real, man. The way he burst onto the scene, like there's not like everyone remembers. Remember the name, like everyone remembers that. Like,
exactly.
Colsey, I'm sorry to bring it up. I'm sorry to bring it up, but that goal against Seaman, iconic.
Of course, man. Unreal.
But yeah. All right, cool. Ishmael, should we jump into the questions?
Yeah, let's go, bro. Let's go.
All right, people. So, will this 3-horse? Are we going with that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the question again? Will this 3-horse
go the distance this season? So you got City, Chelsea, and Liverpool obviously setting pace at the moment. But is it going to go down to the wire, or is there going to be a team that kind of falls away towards the end? Obviously, there's AFCON coming up. But let's go to you first, Banks. What are you saying? Even though United might not be in a title race, but what's your thoughts on it? Looking up at the table.
Well, to Andy Tate, second half of the season, we're doing the title charge. Don't worry about United. Don't worry about United. I'm joking. But the only team that I know will have the sticking power in the title race right now is City. We saw last season with Liverpool, they can have injuries and they can fall off. Again, they're looking super fit right now. But as you said, AFCON, Salah and Mane are going to have to go off AFCON January. That's going to affect them. Chelsea, everyone's raving about Chelsea, and I think they're doing their thing, but there's something about Chelsea that is not clicking for me. Like, it's not fully clicking for me. Like, they look really good right now, but there's something about it that's just telling, like, maybe I'm not giving them their fair dues because they are a really good team, but something about them is not, like, when it gets down to crunch time, I don't think they're gonna be the ones to stick around.
They ain't really got that.
I hear that. No, I was just gonna say that they seem to be just like they seem to just be like they just get results. They get results, and like I think there've been games when they played well, but I feel like what the scary thing with Chelsea is they're getting results when they're not even playing that well, and they seem to just be just churning these results out, and that's what's concerning because I think that's a real sign of a potential title, of a potential title winning campaign.
Another thing that it's good that they've got a system where their defenders are chipping in with goals. But when your defenders are outshining your attackers, when it comes to crunch time and your attackers aren't really the one that's contributing goals, or they're not really the one that's finishing their dinners, I think that's going to affect you deep into the season as well. So again, unless they find a way to consider, because Romelu Lukaku's been injured, Hudson-Odoi is running the team, Ziyech, Werner, like all of these guys, they're not really firing. So when it gets deep into the season and you need to rely on somebody to be the one to get you the goals, who are Chelsea going to turn to? Because it's all good your defenders chipping in with goals now, and it does seem it's the system. So the defenders are attackers essentially, but you need your attackers to show up.
Well, I guess Cozy, do you think if there's going to be one of them teams out of that top three to drop out of the title race, which one's it going to be?
Liverpool, I think, squad-wise. It depends how you get through the AFCON. If you get through the AFCON fine and you get results in that period, get Salah and Mane back, then you'll be up there till the end, I think. But I think you might struggle in that period. I think City and Chelsea squads just got more depth than yours as well.
Ishmael? Ishmael Finders, I thought that you got some stuff to say.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't know. Like, having looked at the fixture list, they're not the hardest fixtures. They're not the hardest fixtures.
I think Liverpool will go in the distance. I think Liverpool will go in the distance this season. As much as we always say, Liverpool don't have enough depth, and then you start seeing like Naby Keita balling out with like Oxlade-Chamberlain, and it's just like what's happening?
It look random like that sometimes. We just see the random ones come out. Yeah.
Bro,
and I think
we start seeing Minamino start scoring bare goals. It don't make sense. Like it on paper, it looks like they ain't really got the team, but like, bro, the way these guys work together.
No, I completely agree.
It's a culture that we've had to develop in it over time.
Have they done it when Salah and Mane haven't been playing?
I don't. I can't remember a game that both of them didn't play in it. That both Mark and Solskjaer didn't play.
This is going to be key.
But at the moment, Klopp's even playing them in the games that don't even matter right now. Who did we play in the Champions League the other week? Was it Porto we played midweek?
Yeah, 1-2-0.
They played them both full 90 minutes. I'm like, listen, yo, this is what happened last year. Jota got injured against flipping Mitchell, and like, there's no need for this. There's no need for this.
Yeah.
But I know that Salah must have some sort of deal with Klopp. And he's going for Ballon d'Or season, isn't it? I think he just said to Klopp, play me until I can't play anymore because like this man
he's had that conversation 100%.
Man getting the Carabao Cup minutes, the Champions League minutes, the Premier League minutes, like he's just eating everything. And I feel like Klopp can't really be taking Salah off, or I'm taking Mane off and leaving Salah on. So I think I don't even know, bro. I just hoping and praying that these men just stay fit for the whole season, but I think our fixture list from AFCON not too bad. So
I think our biggest problem always going to be after AFCON. Personally, I think it's once they've come back, the squad are united, and we've got all the Champions League pit or like all the fixtures for the Champions League coming up. That's where it gets techie for us usually.
Well, Finis, who do you think if it's not Liverpool, then who do you think is going to either come third out of that three or not be able to keep up the pace?
To be fair, like before all the transfers this season, my top four was Chelsea, City, Liverpool, and United because of the transfers that you made with Varane, obviously Ronaldo. I expected more from you lot personally, but
me too, bro. Me too.
Oli tax is real. Oli tax is real. Like it's a real thing. It's real. But he's gone. Like, I'm looking.
No excuses now, boy. No excuses. No excuses. The one guy you
ain't lost since Oli left, innit?
Hey,
that's true.
We ain't lost since Oli left. And we played Chelsea.
Bringing some bad vibes into the building, bro. You can have Judge around the building for so long and it won't back down. No,
don't do that. Because for the longest time, you man was saying Ollie Judd was getting you through like these.
It was. What
happened afterwards? What happened afterwards then? The Judge ran out.
The Judge ran out.
Bruv, he stopped hollering his witch doctor, innit, bruv? I don't know what happened, bruv. He ran out of credit.
Listen, I need to see immediate results from you, man, because there's no excuse now. You got CR7 in the team.
It has to be immediate results. We can't afford to drop any points.
There's no option. There's no option.
No. Did you guys obviously see the Sancho goal though? Like, did you see the press? They obviously knew Ralph was coming, innit? Because that press for that, they knew he was coming, innit? They were like,
I don't know. I can't even call that a press. To be honest. Like there was like in terms of what Rangnick's going to be doing with our team in terms of pressing and what we saw against Chelsea, just forget about it.
It's more deeper levels, it obviously falls into the midfield.
When Rangnick comes in, I'm expecting like fucking real like
the thing is,
screaming, bro. I don't want to hear lyrics. I don't want to hear lyrics.
About Ralph is he's not actually decorated. If you look at his honours, he's had like a 38-year managerial career. I think the best he's done was win the DFB Pokal with Schalke in 2011. I mean, that's his like biggest. But the thing is, obviously,
he's an ideas man, isn't it? He's an ideas man. He's not.
Yeah,
really,
but you got the people like Tuchel gassing him up, Klopp gassing him up, obviously. But he was at Lokomotiv Moscow, weren't he?
Bro, Tuchel was working in the bar before.
They know something we don't, innit?
Trust me, they must know something. But it's the ideas, like you say, it's like ideas. Bring the principle of the idea to the club, to the team. Give it 6 months, 12 months, which is going to be rusty. You're going to have rusty results. It's going to happen. You're still adopting a new philosophy into the club now. As soon as you pattern that off and you get, I reckon Ten Hag would be so much better than Pochettino as well because he already has that attacking philosophy.
Do you know what? Yeah, I agree, Finis. I initially did want. I'm not gonna lie. I did want. I was tempted by Poch, but that's purely because of it seemed like there was like a merry-go-round about to happen, and Zidane was going to go PSG, and I was kind of tempted by it. But this is a smarter decision than I've ever expected from Man United to ever made.
I didn't expect this.
Before we jump into Rangnick, and because we're going to go into this into a lot more detail, I want to touch on Chelsea because right now, this Man United team that went out against Chelsea. I don't care what you say, like. It wasn't Oli, but it was still the same sort of like management. It was still the same like tactics, the same coaching.
Yeah, McFred.
We had 8 at the back. When we seen 8 at the back, basically. Matic, McTominay, and Fred, they're all CDMs. They're all CDM, and they went into that back line too. 8 at the back.
With that said, we've seen Liverpool and Man City both absolutely slap United. The question I want to ask you guys, is how big of an opportunity did Chelsea miss? I should say against United. Like
massive.
You can't beat us, then there's something wrong. If you can't beat us, there's something
They're at
wrong.
home as well. They're at home. That's another thing as well. So they still got to come to your place afterwards.
I think you just let Carrick completely just go.
Go
on, Corey. Sorry. Go on, Corey.
Yeah, we're a wounded dog at the moment, and like this is your best time to beat us. If you don't beat us now, while we're at our this is probably our lowest point that we're ever gonna see. So if you don't beat us now, forget come like towards the end of the season when you play us again, because that's not happening. Like this Liverpool thing, when you smacked us 5-0, embrace it. Like you will never see another 5-0.
Wait till Anfield, innit? Wait till Anfield. I wouldn't be talking that much.
There's no way you're putting 5 past us. There's no way. Like impossible. Like maybe beat us 2-0 or 3-0 on your day because you guys are a very good team, better than us at the moment. Fair enough. But 5? No. Not happening.
I saw what Monster doing to you after the 5-0. You don't want that again, innit?
I hate it. I couldn't sleep.
Big up yourself. I would have just locked off the screen, the stream, innit? I'm not even gonna lie.
But all right, cool. Thanks. What about you? What do you think, bro?
I can't lie. Like first off, Chelsea were decent. They were creating a couple chances, and they probably should have been ahead. But I don't think Chelsea were like so good that it was an opportunity. Like for me, a draw was probably a fairish enough result, and they will be pissed off about that because where you got City and Liverpool both winning big, you kind of need to take advantage. Your home matches against United, who are out of form, you're facing off against Michael Carrick, cause big Tommy Tuchel, champion.
That's true, though. That's true.
Hey, you better slap this novice while you got the chance.
If that's a Champions League tie, we're looking at that result as a very, very, very good result for Man United. So I guess you kind of got to look at it in terms of pedigree, Tuchel, what he's done since he's been at Chelsea. That has got to be a massive. It's not an L, but it feels like it should be an L. The way they play.
I'm a Chelsea fan. He's my flatmate. We watched the game. If they didn't play Werner, I think they might have won that game. I don't know why they played
Werner was moving a bit.
He still doesn't make sense to me. I think Callum has been in good form. He was all right. He wasn't great. Ziyech, I don't know what he does. He's literally
he's a myth. He's been looking like a bit of a myth since he came.
He's a B-Tech Mahrez. I've said this since day one, man. He's a B-Tech Mahrez.
That's really.
And then
Mahrez's levels though. They are similar players. But he is. I guess he's not getting the same amount of opportunities, but I guess you could say the same thing about Mahrez. In that City team, they're flooded with quality, man. So if I don't know, Ziyech's definitely not getting into that City team, to be honest. So
no chance.
Chelsea don't create like a lot of chances. Like in that game, they were putting in crosses, yeah.
Hella crosses.
Why and Lindelof were just heading
had half chances, but everything was getting battered away by Bayer and Lindelof. He had a couple of times he
was very good. Vai was very, very good.
Vai was very good. Fred was also good. Fred was also very good.
Fred was good. Yeah.
You have to give him his props. McTominay is not a footballer. He's not a footballer.
No. I don't understand. I was like getting man of the match.
McTominay got man of the match.
Yeah. We were watching it. We were watching it. We were like, didn't know who to give man of the match to, and I just see flipping McTominay with the little banner across the bottom of the screen. I was like, what?
I did McTominay. I was at Stamford Bridge, and he's literally of the 5 midfielders on the pitch. He was probably 6th worst midfielder. He's so bad. He's genuinely. Every time he had an opportunity to break, he take the safe pass. He doesn't break no lines. He doesn't do nothing to push us forward. Honestly,
the walking red card as well, bro. The walking red card. I don't know how he stayed on the pitch. Can we talk about the substitutions for a second in that game? Because what I'm gonna say is a bit mad because I don't think Ronaldo should have come onto the pitch. Really? I feel like when he came on the hour,
he was moving stiff when he came on.
I'm just being straight. This is what I saw in the game, innit? Ronaldo came on for Sancho on the hour. For me, it felt like that was already that was scheduled. That was a predetermined.
Scheduled a social media post. They just go out live, innit? He's just there.
That's bro. It felt like
that's because Carrick's got no pulling power, and obviously Ronnie's gone right. I'll at least get half an hour here.
Yeah. But for me, the results the most important.
Give my 30.
Yeah. Like he was like, at least like I need to get onto the pitch for the last half an hour. But we'll remember he came onto the pitch when we were winning. Same thing happened when we were playing against Everton.
He just scored. Sancho literally just scored and came off. It made no sense.
Same thing as Everton.
He
Remember when
chances at Watford as well. The last 2 chances he had in the last 10 minutes against Watford were poor.
Yeah, the 1-on-1 in it against.
Yeah, someone of his pedigree. The reason you're bringing him into United, I'm not trying to like shit on you or nothing, but like seriously, like he is one of the most decorated footballers, and you should have composure to finish that shot against Ben Foster.
No, but he saw Ollie out. He saw Ollie out on the lights, and he's like, you know,
the real king.
I'm on this thing. Let me
Ranieri was like, dilly ding.
This could be your future, bro.
But no, I think that's facts though, because I think like bringing Ronaldo off for Sancho, and then the way Ronaldo played when he came on to drop. Sancho's the fastest player in the world, but I feel like we missed. We had something good going on with Sancho and Rashford up there. Like that second half, we started that like we were the team at the top of the table, and I think that we should have stuck with that team at least into the 70th, 80th minute, 75th minute. Maybe bring Ronaldo on if you need to. But if I'm being honest, we didn't. That game wasn't calling out for Ronaldo. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think it was more of a case where we had a 1-0 lead, and it was clear we was trying to defend. Like we wasn't trying to be on the front foot. And if we had another opportunity. You want a player like Ronaldo to be on the end of it to try and finish that off. So
yeah,
I guess last 30 minutes you're trying to go for. If we get that chance, I want Ronaldo to be the one to try and finish it. But if I had to take off one of the front two out of Rashford or Sancho, I think Rashford had a poor game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Rashford should have come off before Sancho. Like Sancho's got a lot. He's got the goal against Villarreal Champions League, got the goal against Chelsea in the Premier League. He's on a roll. He's on a roll. You keep players on the pitch like that. For me, I don't think we should have taken him off.
You reckon that's a fitness issue? Or it's just a poor selection?
I think it's just a poor selection.
He's played quite a lot of minutes.
Rashford's one coming back.
I think McTominay should have came off. And we went into a 4-3-3.
Yeah, we should have got Donny. We should have got Donny on the pitch. For McTominay was just walking like he was on a yellow card for so long, and I just didn't want him on the pitch. Get Donny on the pitch. He's showing so many times that he could unlock Sancho. Bro, he should have like you see what happens when Jadon and Donny play together.
Yeah.
Who would you rather watch this season? Would you rather see Fernandez start or Donny? I know that sounds like a mad question.
We talk about Bruno at the end of it. We talk about Bruno. We got a little segment called Screamers and Howlers, but Bruno's gonna hold some special. He's holding some special.
For me, Bruno, we can't sleep on Bruno. Like Bruno is top quality. He's proven himself to be. He's been quality time. Right now he's a bad pass before, and right now you play Donny ahead of him. That's just straight up, and that we've seen what happens in it. Like you got a bit of competition in your position, it brings the best out of you. We saw it in Shaw last season.
Happening with Simicast and Robbo now.
Yeah. You need that. All right, let me read this one out because it's sending for me now. All right, Nigerian Englishman. People who don't know about this guy, check out our last few Monday Wonder Balls. He's been on there chatting the biggest, chatting the loudest. But yeah, Moses, relax. Man said we started like we were the team top of the table. I don't think I said that. But Ish, what did you give him today? Man is gassed. He smiles.
You did say that still. You did say that.
You're gonna see me smiling, fam. You're gonna see me smiling. But yeah, what's everyone's opinions on the Keane Carragher debate? I'm guessing all of you man have seen that. What do you guys fall on either side of the debate there? Like for me, I don't know if either of them. I thought both chat their eyes. But yeah, people like just jump in now if you've got something to say about this because it's been a hot talking point.
Yeah, these man were going at it today on Twitter, from hella Twitter fingers.
Yeah. I don't know if I believe Rio. Rio said he was just looking for a bite. I'm not sure I believe it. Anyway, I'll give my opinion.
Rio got up and he backtracked. But yeah, got Banks. What are you saying?
What? So Keane was saying Ronaldo was brought in to win FA Cups, or like he wasn't
to win anything. To win anything. He's
win anything. He wasn't brought in to win anything, man. Keane's being disingenuous. Carragher's right. Like, you bring in Ronaldo because you're trying to win the big stuff. You're trying to win. The same reason Juventus bought Ronaldo, because they could not get over the line in the Champions League. So they bought Ronaldo to try and get them over the line. It didn't work, but that's the reason they bought him. That's the same thing with Man United. We finished second last season, and we signed Ronaldo, and you're telling me we're trying to go for FA Cups. We're trying to finish top 4. It don't work like that. You're trying to win.
Go on, Cole.
What do United fans think of Roy Keane? Because obviously he's a club legend, but like, do you lot actually like him?
He moves mad. He moves so mad sometimes.
He says that need to be sometimes, but sometimes he says too much. He says
he's honest.
Goes way too deep.
He plays up though.
Yeah,
he plays up.
He's honest.
Corey, go on, jump in there, Corey. I like that point. He is honest, and I think that's important.
Like, all we want as football fans is honesty from the club. He's just saying it black and white, and if people don't like it, he's been like that even in the interviews when he was captain of the club. He was just saying it how it is. Like, the players are not good enough. We should have spent more in the summer. You will say sometimes. Like, he says a lot, and it is what it is. This is it. Like, I prefer him to constantly keep on talking like that, because whenever Maguire speaks, it's the team will try and find margins, all of this nonsense. I don't want that. I don't want to hear that. I want you to take accountability of what you've done wrong and improve from that.
Also, you got to remember as well, his standards are high as well. When he's seeing McFred running about in the midfield, like not stringing 2 passes together, like he takes that personally, innit? And when he sees Maguire with the armband, like he knows what it means to be Manchester United captain. Like,
I think
like I'm not even a United fan, but me watching Maguire do like the post-match interviews and doing all the press stuff, like I'd be.
It's like it's a different world from when we grew up watching football, isn't it? And I think Keane himself must be in absolute disbelief that this whole United saga has gone on for so many years now. It's like 10 years of it. Like, it's not even like Sir Alex left 5 years ago. It's becoming like mad now. Like, they're losing their status worldwide. They never will. Like, there'll always be a worldwide club, but they're starting to fall. Like, the younger kids, man, I swear, like they all got City kits on. Not a single one wear United nowadays, and I'm like.
Yeah, that's bad parenting, though. That's bad parenting.
Yeah, it's poor parenting. It's poor parenting.
My kid will never be supporting Man City.
Can you imagine, though?
Impossible.
Never. You're not going to the Etihad. Not me, mate. Yeah. Not me.
They have never.
But it's happening, though. This is what happens. The influence. Give it 10 years, Newcastle will become a big team, big force, and they'll start having a big fan base as well.
I've had my little cousins come up to me with like, being like, I want to support City. I have to sit them down. What are you talking about? Not a chance.
Because they're the ones that win, innit? That's how we all got involved. Like, Liverpool were quite successful when I was that age, so.
Nice.
You don't hear it, innit?
Arsenal was successful when we were. It's true. Look at all the teams that we support, how successful they were back when we were young kids.
Yeah.
There's a bit of guidance. I feel like you start floating the idea. Look, I think I might support this team, you know, and then you're just looking for the reaction. If someone said, if I said to any of my family, I'm a City fan, I think they're giving me like a good. They're like, come, like,
trust me though.
Let's talk.
Trust me.
Go for a drive.
Walking around the house, you just see Man United signs. This is it. If you don't like it, don't stay in my house. Simple as that. You're not walking around there.
Not many things I recommend using force for, but sometimes you just gotta say, "Hey, is Man United or Norway?"
United have been spending so much P as well. It's not even like that. Like the money on Maguire, the money on Varane this season, obviously the Sancho money. Come on, it's not like it's not bad business necessarily. When you bought Maguire, he was in incredible form. England captain.
He wasn't in £80 million worth of form.
£8 million.
That's Leicester's shrewd business, though. Obviously, he's won the Premier League, bruv. He's won the Premier League with Leicester more times than he's won it with United.
Who, Maguire? Maguire's never won the Premier League.
He won a title winner with Leicester. He won. He came the season after.
Yeah,
okay. My apologies.
Yeah, they was
I blame Liverpool for Maguire. It's Liverpool's that the fact that we paid that much. Because after they paid obviously 75 mil for Van Dijk and they saw all of this, we've got Van Dijk, Leicester thought, this is a steal. Man United, you're paid 8.
That's on you.
We can't blame Liverpool.
Don't put Maguire. How dare you mention Maguire and Van Dijk in the same sentence? I know they both came from like lower tier teams.
I have to pick up Leicester City for it because they're smart. They saw Man United money, like Man United tax. Whenever we buy somebody, we pay an extra 5 to 10 mil for any player. Yeah, extra.
And English tax as well.
And English tax.
Yeah.
Oh, I've just seen Van Dijk turn world class. Nah. You're paid 80. You're paid 80.
Do you know what? That's what I'm hoping with Rangnick. When Rangnick comes in, I hope he's just gonna come in and be like, look, you can talk. Ed is a different guy. You're talking to Ralph right now, isn't it? Different. We're different. We're not giving you a blank check this time. Either you take this or I've got my scouting team. I can find some youth from the fucking third French division that does bits. Do you know what I mean? I don't need to sign your established player. Do you know what I mean?
That's the mad thing. You need Ralph more as a guy doing the footballing director stuff than a manager.
I never in my life thought I'd ever be calling out for a man called Ralph. Never in my life. Now he's my everything, fam. He's my everything. I'm pinning all my
Do you
hope
lot
on
think
this
it's
one
a
man.
reach? Do you lot think it's a reach to say that Arsenal right now, in terms of their squad building process, are ahead of where United are?
Massive reach.
To be? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
You think so?
You think they're
I
ahead?
don't know.
Yeah, I do. Genuinely, they've patterned it off. They've got the youngsters there. They got massive. They got like signings that are going to move them up. Ben White is a massive signing.
I need to give you a lesson on Man United, fam. Our youth team is burgeoning, fam. I don't think Arsenal
You've got some unreal players in that youth team. I've been keeping tabs.
That's the problem. I think we need to remember. Sorry, Corey, I'll drop it over to you in a sec. But we're coming from Ollie Ball, innit?
Yeah.
So I think we need to remember that.
I'm not trying to blow smoke on that. I hear it.
Yeah. I think Rangnick with that squad, I think he's head and shoulders above. I hope so. I hope he will be head and shoulders.
I think people are going to get found out and moved on though. This is what needed to happen at Arsenal was they needed to be found out and moved on.
Yeah.
And United, and Arsenal have done that this season and replaced them pretty effectively. Tomiyasu's been a good signing. Ramsdale's been a fantastic replacement. We can't cap. You can't sit here and pretend like these replacements haven't been effective, and that's what's gonna have to happen. People like Phil Jones. How much is Phil Jones on? Do you know?
Too much. 100k. I think minimum 100k.
Liverpool would cry for that amount. Liverpool fans, we could not keep Genie for 70k or something ridiculous, and you've got Phil Jones just sitting there collecting bank.
You know what? When the camera panned to him the other night, I genuinely looked at my boy and I was like, he's still there.
I was like a coach.
You got a 5-year deal like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
When was the last time he played for you lot? I can't even tell you.
I think he's had two.
Mourinho.
He's had 2 appearances this season. Do you guys use an app called Fop?
I remember he played under Oli versus Sheffield United, and he was horrendous. That game that we drew.
Oh my days! Project Restart. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh,
I remember it.
Phil Jones needs to retire.
Terrible.
He needs to retire.
Terrible. I remember that's when Brandon Williams scored that goal. You see when it came down, he volleyed it straight back. Quality goal. And then Phil Jones last minute.
3-3 that match.
Yeah.
3-3.
Bro, Phil Jones fam. It should have been 3-0. But you know, actually, now we briefly touched on this rivalry between Man United and Arsenal. Probably say both of these clubs are in the same sort of position in terms of their rebuilding. I mean, United were ahead, but the Oli shit kind of brought us back a few steps. Man United Arsenal this Thursday. Cozy, I'm going to drop this one to you, and then we'll swing around we'll swing down the room. Do you think Man United Arsenal is still as not as big a game, but is it still a big game in your opinion? Are you still looking for that in the calendar?
For me, yeah, and probably for you, but I think a generation below us or two, not nothing what it was, man. Like that game when I was growing up was one of my favorite games to watch. before we lost 8-2, and then it got beat. But yeah, I mean, for me as an Arsenal fan,
8-2, man.
that was the lowest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
At 8
I don't know where you were. I still remember where I was when that result.
I was at Carnival, bro. I was checking my phone.
Daggering again, like what?
Yeah. Just dash my phone, carry on daggering. But yeah. Obviously, but as an Arsenal, it's still massive, man. It's still massive.
I think Arsenal United are just the drunk uncles that just keep fighting at the family gathering.
That is.
Yeah, I remember in my day, like, shut up, man.
Back in my day, I was good looking. They're like, nah, you weren't.
You got one dread left, man. We're talking about
man. We keep talking about back in the day when when this is man, not anymore.
Vieira keen hype, man. Vieira keen hype. It's done, isn't it? It's done.
Some guys that are in it. No. It's not a big. It's as Cozy said. It's still a big game for us because there's still the rivalry there. But
yeah,
let's be serious. This game ain't determining titles no more. It used to determine titles. It just determines Twitter debates.
Right. Yeah.
Corey, I want to jump in now. I want to get your opinions as well. You agree with the rest of the guys?
The game is, in terms of what's going on now, is big. It hasn't been big for a couple of years because obviously Arsenal ain't been in Champions League for a while. You don't really see them around like the top 4 parts. What I would say now, obviously, top Arsenal are a very different team. I didn't expect this Arsenal to come out this season. That's probably one of the biggest shocks of the season, besides from us doing so bad. I think it is a big game. It's a big game, Arteta's making you guys play some very good football. So I don't know. Yeah, it is. Yeah, especially for top 4. You guys are in contention now.
One thing I'd say is, like a few of you saying that we're ahead of you in the rebuild. I promise you that can change within a month with Arsenal. If Ralph does well, Arteta loses 2 or 3 on the bounce, it will just go like that again. Like that's like last season, beginning of this season. It's just a yo-yo at the moment.
I think Arsenal need a striker, a Vlahovic or someone potent, someone to replace the 2 old boys.
I want Isaac personally. I want Calvert-Lewin. I think Calvert-Lewin would be at Arsenal.
He's injury prone though, Calvert-Lewin. I mean, he's currently injured. He's had 3 games this season, but when he does play, he scores. And he's aerial threat.
Aubameyang, he needs to be.
No, keep him.
No.
What do you think?
Hey, Cuzzy, I don't know how to ask you. There's that interview with me. He's like, he's the coolest captain in the. Did we talk about that last time? I can't remember. But what's your thoughts?
No.
Because I know Hendo's not doing shit like that.
Bro, it's one thing that I'm surprised with Arteta. He seems to be kind of like putting his own kind of things into place. And the fact that he's left Aubameyang captain is one thing that baffles me so much. When there are clearly other leaders, I'd even go back to Xhaka, like much more of a leader than Aubameyang. Aubameyang's just all about bants and smiling and having fun, even if we lose like 3-0.
Remember when we signed the contract and they had like the Wakanda mask and the paper?
Oh, but that's the thing. Since that day, he's just got his spot.
It's just shameless. It's just poor, man. These are like 350k a week.
Lacazette's out of contract in the summer, innit? But I don't know. I've been talking to a few Arsenal fans recently. They've been saying they'd rather be keeping Lacazette and then let Aubameyang go. Are you on that sort of?
I've heard that.
Yeah, but it won't happen because of the contract situation. Aubameyang will see out his deal and then go somewhere on free after next season. But I mean, I prefer Laka to stay because I think he does more. He holds up the ball better and he just brings more.
I mean, you guys don't have a finisher. Like you don't have somebody that if you put the ball in front of him, he's got to put it away 6 yards.
Aubameyang was that guy. Like 2 years ago, Aubameyang was that guy, and that's so annoying. Because it's like, where's the form gone? Can he bring it back? I think he's too old now.
Yeah, it's tough. It is very, very tough. You guys aren't you guys trying to get that the same guys Tottenham are trying to get as well? That I don't know how to say his name.
Well, who's he play for?
Vlahovic.
Yeah. I think he's I think he's too good for us. Probably. I don't know. It'll cost.
I mean,
I remember the days where that used to be us, Ishmael, man, as Liverpool fans.
Bro, it's not even like it's not money now, isn't it? We could be like, nah, we can't even afford
it.
It's just like it's still
money now, isn't it? We look at
we can get the talent, but FSG got the fucking the bread.
EMA, say your EMA, bro. That's what back in them days. That's what you were doing. Say that EMA.
Listen, Jan, we got to see. We got to see. You can't be seeing Mane and Salah go to AFCON and not bringing in any replacements. I can't see that, man. I really can't see it.
Just bringing it back to that question from before. That rivalry, Arsenal iconic. Has there ever been a rivalry to match that?
I think Liverpool United in the 80s was ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yeah. I'm talking mad.
In the Premier League era.
Probably Arsenal United. Chelsea when they got good.
Arsenal Tottenham, I don't know.
Those really never had a look in though, did they? Back then,
you man bullied them too much. It's not a rivalry.
10 years, it was so fun to play Tottenham. It was so fun to play Tottenham.
I mean, when Harry Redknapp took over and had that like Modric Bale era kind of, it was more enjoyable then. I remember a game being 4-4 between.
Oh mate,
is that the one that David Bentley scored the mad goal from like?
Yeah,
like the fucking volley. Mad goal.
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, I think obviously the Man United Liverpool game is for me the bigger game in it because
definitely,
it's always I can't like usually like obviously recently Liverpool have been winning, but before that, like even when we were like the better team, it would just be like draws. Like it would just be getting many.
You don't really know back then, innit? Like even
it wouldn't be a thing where like we would be dominating them. Like obviously sometimes when we had Ronaldo, it was like he wasn't gonna win. But besides from that, like it was just draws, a lot of draws.
Bro, do you know? All I remember is Liverpool beating United. All I remember, just like Steven Gerrard clarted balls from bare far.
He loved the goal against Man United.
Patrick Berger used to just bang goals against us, brother. I never used to be happy with Man United versus Liverpool. Personally, it always used to just be a stressful match. Growing up, but I just knew that Liverpool were never really going to challenge for titles in the same way that we were going to go for titles.
But you know what? That's what makes me feel a bit now playing United the last like 3-4 years as an Arsenal fan. Our games just don't have any bite to them anymore, bruv. Like, that's the peak thing when you had like Vieira and Keane beefing and stuff. Like, it's so different now, man.
Do you think across the board, while you're talking on that subject, that the passion in the tunnel, like I think I watched the game over the weekend and there's no passion in the tunnel before leading the teams out. It's just like, all right, cool, this is just standard procedure.
So I don't think you can do that anymore. Like they've made it like players
everyone's
like
mates, isn't it?
Everyone's mates.
Yeah.
Like you know,
social media, we're all young. It's
social media. I agree.
You're right. So it's different generation.
It's like these guys didn't know each other. These guys only knew each other on the football pitch. They weren't friends afterwards. They didn't know each other.
That's the thing as well. Like, look at Gerrard and Lampard in the England squad. Like, there's been games where they've been called up and they're playing each other 2 weeks down the line, and their like mentality is completely mashed.
Well, did you see what Lampard said? Or was it Lampard or Gerrard a couple of years ago when they were talking about the England camp and they said how they all had United table, Arsenal table. Barely chat. I reckon now it's like, obviously it's a good thing because they're more together, but the rivalry's not there.
It winds me up. Even get to like a finals like back then with like Sven and like Lampard, Gerrard, and that. I don't think the team kind of cohesion wasn't really there like that. But I don't know if it's all because we're a similar age, but I'm trying to see like them tunnel bust ups. I ain't trying to see like Fabinho. I'm trying to see Fabinho and Fred hugging before Man United Liverpool. Like I'm not really especially Fred as well. All the man to be like hugging
after a 5-0 loss.
Man, do not shirt socks and that. Like just get off the pitch.
That's why I love Keane though. That's why I love Keane. Keane just fucking calls it out, of it pisses him off so much.
You remember do you remember when Andre Santos changed shirts with Van Persie at half time?
Yeah.
Bro, oh my God. That was awful.
I'm sorry, Cozy. I'm sorry, bro. That could only be Arsenal. I'm sorry.
At half time.
You wouldn't live to happen at Man United. Not happening.
No.
You wouldn't play another game. I don't think.
Bruv, I'd send the player out with no shirt in it second half. You ain't got a backup.
Yeah, you're done.
You gotta learn. You gotta learn today.
No,
All right, but before we move away, as we're moving away from the Man United Arsenal match this weekend, not this weekend, Thursday. Can we go around and just get a couple score predictions from the people? Start with who wants to go first? Start with Ishmael.
Well, is Rangnick definitely? Is he confirmed or what's?
Yeah, he's appointed now. He's appointed.
I think is he going to be in charge?
We don't know. I'm not sure. I don't.
To be fair, like it doesn't really matter if he's in charge or not because he's not had long enough to.
I want him in. I want him.
He needs to be
more
there.
of a Carrick. I'm going for a draw.
I just want to see what they do.
I'm saying 2-2. I'm saying 2-2. I can see.
What ground is it at?
Old Trafford, I think, isn't it?
Oh, that's tough. Yeah, that's tough. I'd say 2-1 United. 2-1 United.
2-1 United.
2-1 United. So what was your score? 1-1.
Me, I'm saying 2-2.
2-2.
Nice little entertaining Desmond. Let me see that poor defending both sides.
Just gonna see like a Ramsdale De Gea masterclass, innit?
Oh, Ramsdale. Honestly, I think he's a good goalie. But some of these saves are just like they're just over the top. Like my man, you
love one for the cameras. You love it.
He's improved. He's improved. But some of these
stock
saves
is
like
going up.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, shall I tell you what's even funnier? I went on Sky Sports' YouTube page, and the first video that I see is Ramsdale save, and it's some segment called Save. I'm just thinking, fam, why are they gassing up Ramsdale saves like?
Bro, you've seen the segment you've never seen before. Like, when we've ever seen Save of the Week. Like, what's that, man?
I've never seen that segment before Ramsdale came into form. Never seen it before.
To be fair, I've been watching it. I've been absolutely loving it. I play in goal outside of here. Like, that's my position, really. And I love it. I love watching good goalkeepers. That's kind of like, I remember back in the day, you'd get mad goalkeepers, Shaka Hislop, UC Askalainen, some of these mad big names, you know what I'm saying? So like this nowadays to kind of inspire the kids, I think it's class, to be fair. And Ramsdale pulling off some of these showmanship types. Oh mate, I just hope there's some good young England goalkeepers coming through because it's been dead, man, for years. Come on, we've had Pickford. Who's the best keeper we had since Seaman? We had like Paul Robinson.
You had two, innit? Rob Green, better man.
Rob Green,
bang average.
Ben Foster.
They all had one bad howler, like one just bad one. You've never
was it Robinson who missed the ball and it bounced over his foot?
Yeah, Gary Neville.
Gary Neville.
Mad. What's the Rob Green one against Croatia?
No, it was in a World Cup against America.
No, there was that one, and there's one that when flipping the Wally with the Brolly, when we never qualified for Euro 2008. Was that who was it for that one? Is that Rob Green as well?
That was David James.
Or David James, yeah, it might have been James.
Literally, all these men you mentioned, they've all had one howler. Even Seaman, like, as much as he's a legend, like Ronaldinho packed him in primary school times, 2002.
Trust me.
That's when it all started. That's when the curse started. Since then, I ain't seen no pattern up England goalkeepers really. Like
Seaman took his tash off, and it was just like that.
He went outside though, man. That's not the way you want to see your international career come to an end. David,
let's wrap up these score predictions then. Corey, what do you think the score's going to be?
2-1 Man United. I think like Old Trafford's going to be rocking come Thursday. Like especially new manager. Like I haven't seen so many people positive about this signing. Like Ollie, like a lot of my Man United friends were like, we don't know, like we're hiring him because he's got a few good games. He shouldn't be like that. So with this, like this guy coming in, Sancho in form, like I'm looking, I'm feeling something. I'm seeing the team turn up. OT, I need OT to be the fortress as it was. I need it back.
Stats. What's the scoreline?
2-1.
2-1. Cozy. Where's your chest at?
I think 2-1 Arsenal. I think we're going to beat all the scores this season.
That's what I'm trying to see there, Cozy one.
Yeah, you didn't have this chest with Liverpool, so that's a sign of Man United's decline, isn't it? That's a sign of Man United's decline. All right, cool. And then, actually, no, penultimate one, because I got to go as well. Banks, what's your prediction?
we're quite simply gonna batter them. It's gonna be 4-0 United. Ranieri's getting us to a winning start. Hey, what did I tell you? Second half of the season, we're doing the title charge. I'm
agreeing with you, Banks. I think we're gonna win this one convincingly. I think it's gonna be the start of the Rangnick era. I think it's gonna be 5-0. I think we're gonna see more pressing. Old Trafford's gonna be seeing more pressing. Listen. It's gonna be. I think Old Trafford's gonna see more pressing than the red light district. But I think it's a wrap. I think Man United are coming. I think this is the climb now. It's the climb. We got Rangnick in.
Rangnick hasn't even had one training session with you lot.
It doesn't matter. It does not matter.
The red light
It doesn't matter. The magic has already spread to Carrington. It's too late. You can't stop the rain.
Okay, cool.
Defensively, we're a lot better this season. You're not gonna. You won't get more than 2 past us. I doubt.
I said 5.
I mean, I want Ronaldo to just turn up.
I'm scared. You know what? Ronaldo's record against us is gnarly.
I want prime Ronaldo back. I want to see in the air. Ben White, you're getting nothing. Ronaldo's getting every header known to man.
Gabriel's a unit, bruv. Ronaldo was struggling against them. Trust me.
Ronaldo.
I'm having conflicting thoughts, man, because Colsey said that a 2-0 win over Newcastle with like underwhelming performance, but saying with Chess that you're going to beat them 2-1. I don't see it. I mean, we put 4 past Ramsdale, and I do agree that your defense is tightened up. But I'm not sure. So at Old Trafford, it's a bold one, but 4-0, 5-0. I can't say that's going to happen either. I think it's going to be close game, 2-1. Match. United, I would say, are going to edge it. Home support, home crowd, obviously, big new manager bounce. Whether he's even had chance to implement his new style or not, I think.
I don't even think it matters, you know. And I don't even think it matters.
You lot have only won once at Old Trafford since like you won the league there. I don't actually think you lot.
Bro, that's what I'm.
The thing is as well is United have played against Chelsea, which is going to raise their level. Yeah, they've had a hard-fought game against Chelsea. It's going to raise their level. Obviously, Arsenal on the back end of a loss against us, which you would have thought, okay, raise your level against Newcastle. But then off the back end of that quality of game, you're going to go into another game where the quality is going to be higher. So I think the 2 matches, obviously, United off of the back of Chelsea's game, sorry to go round the houses, will have more of a higher standard to go into this next game than Arsenal have going into this game.
Do you know what? For me, I think the most important thing is I think for me the most important thing is we've got Ralph. And this guy isn't just like some. I'm gonna come in and sell you this dream of football. Like my man comes in, he knows what he wants. He's gonna stamp on them man how he wants them to play. And there's no. I don't think there's gonna be many second chances for these players. I think a lot of these players in their final time, Ranieri's gonna come in and be like, either you adapt or you're out.
It's not gonna just switch like that, bro. It's going to take time.
I think the pressure. I think it's just going to. I think it's a change in mentality, which is the most important part. I don't think we need to necessarily throw the baby out of the bathwater. I think it's a concentration thing. It's like eventually the philosophy is going to come through. But what I want, I want these players to just know that they can't just be taking this thing for a joke anymore. You got to play. You got to play, and you got to turn up week in, week out, consistency. That's what I want to be saying.
The thing for United is game management, though. You're going to have to hope you've got good game management because it obviously fell apart against Chelsea.
I think it's poor substitutions, though. Yeah, so management as well.
But it's a different manager, but that's one thing that you're going to need. Obviously, is better game management. I think Arteta is quite good at game management. He won the FA Cup quite well, convincingly. Obviously, not this season, last season, but with a thin squad, and he managed games pretty well.
This is their tester, isn't it? This is a tester for them, for the Man United team. Like, if you want to play, if you want to secure your spot, you better be performing. Like there isn't much bigger games than playing Arsenal. You know, back at Old Trafford, like you're at home.
You have to come out attacking straight away because when Liverpool played them, and we kind of knocked the confidence. It was a hard game when Liverpool played Arsenal. For half an hour, it was like end to end, quite competitive. But when we actually managed to get some in, you could see the confidence visibly go.
United need to win this game.
They do.
How many points behind?
This is a top 4 6 pointer. I think whoever loses this has got no chance of top 4 afterwards. But If United can get a win, it might be on. Arsenal already in the mix already, but I think this is it's a big game, man. This actually is like probably one of the biggest games between you lot for a long time. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I think a draw. I can't see one team having enough to really take the 3 points. But what are you saying, Moses? Should we do quick screamers and howlers and then wrap this up?
I think it's time. But for people, any closing remarks before we jump into screamers and howlers? Big games obviously this weekend. Any closing remarks? We're just going to jump straight into it.
Jamie Vardy, quickly. What I will say, Jamie Vardy. He's mad. His form is just not dropping off. He retired from England and he's just still papping in the goals like he's like 28. I'm loving to see it. Yeah. Like, what are your lot's thoughts of Jamie Vardy?
Bro, no one's saying anything. No one's saying anything about Jamie Vardy getting a rest or having games off. Like, my man starts week in, week out for Leicester. I mean, I might be wrong. There might be the odd game, but he's going week in, week out. He looks like he's fucking Benjamin Button, bro. He's getting younger and younger. My man's getting an extra yard of pace with every age he fucking adds to his
It's the Red Bull and the energy drinks. They're doing it one.
I'd love to see him and Ronaldo's diet compared next to each other. You know, that'd be
got a meal doing.
So are we giving Vardy Screamer of the Week?
For me, I don't know. Like it was a good goal. Lashed the one across the face of the goal.
Yeah,
it was a good. To run.
You don't have to give it to him. You don't have to give it to him.
Was it the goal before it started snowing? Because it all started getting bare techie once it started snowing.
Yeah,
I was watching it live.
I couldn't even see the ball when I was watching that, man.
I couldn't see nothing.
That game was all looking a bit mad.
Did you see Martinelli's goal against Newcastle? That was techie.
Yeah, it was a great finish, to be fair.
I heard Lanzini scored a screamer.
Oh my god, yeah. It was like Peter Crouch's goal against City, like for Stoke. The control was mad. The control was sick.
I know you need to give it. Have you not seen McGinn's goal against Crystal Palace?
Oh yeah, that
was big.
I think that one was nice.
Hey, Steven Gerrard's cooking, man. Steven Gerrard, 2024 Gerrard hype. Let me see that quick.
I just want consistency, a little FA Cup for Stevie, and then I'll take him.
I'm not trying to see too many club legends come back like that because it's not worked for.
Only him.
I wish he goes like, and I wish he flops. I hope he goes like that.
All the United fans are gonna be like that.
I cannot wait. When it's Gerrard versus Arteta, I'm here for that. I'm here for that.
I'm gonna say one thing.
Gerrard versus Arteta.
Just gonna say one thing. Gerrard could never, bro.
Lift up the.
You can never.
Don't even finish that sentence.
All right, people. Let's start reeling it in a bit. All right, I'm gonna go round the houses now. Do our screamers and howlers. If it's not obvious, does what it says on the tin. Screamers. Who's the person that deserves a shout out this weekend for doing something brilliant? Could be a club, could be a manager, could be a player, could be a fan, whoever. And who deserves to be hung, drawn, and quartered this weekend? Do you know what I mean? Who's at the howler? Who's had the howler? That's what it says on the tin. So we'll go around. Ishmael, you know how this game works. For the people who haven't done it before, Ishmael can start off and explain the premise.
Just a quick one for me. So my screamers, Jota, just for being FIFA Don, then doing it in real life as well. My man then played the FIFA World Championships at 2:00, when then battered up Southampton at 3:00. Absolute G. And then my second one, I'm going to get another one in there. Graham Potter as well. He put the Brighton fans in their place this week. They're trying to do it after the Leeds game.
No, the Leeds fans.
He told them, let me just remind you where you lot were before.
Brighton fans getting way too cold.
If he goes, they're in trouble, fam. I don't know what they're doing. They got to draw.
The Brighton fans booing, not Leeds fans.
Yeah, Brighton fans. Brighton fans. Yeah.
I thought it was the Leeds fans, and he was like, "What are you doing?"
No, Brighton fans. Yeah.
Brighton fans. After the game, he was like, "I don't know what you man have been on before, but maybe you need to really teach me the history of this club or whatever." So big up, Graham Potter.
Potter.
Howlers. Should I do my howlers now as well?
Yeah. Do it.
Yeah, Bruno Fernandes. That's another 0 out of 10 I've seen from him. That was a poor performance. I'm gonna get all the ups in one go. Everton as well. Second howler Everton. That's 2 points in 7 games now. they spend enough money every summer, always flopping. So Everton as well. Obviously, we've got an Merseyside derby this week. I'm expecting 3 points and a comfortable win as well. So yeah, it's my screaming the Howlers.
Hey, do you think Van Dijk's scared for the Everton game?
Listen,
Van Dijk, come get his knee back.
The Arsenal and Van Dijk are coming to clothesline Pickford, innit? They're going to come into clothesline.
I can't wait to see that, you know.
You're going to see them in the corner of both of them just link arms, innit?
You know, Robbo's going to be on some crud. Like, I don't know what he's got up his sleeve, but there's something coming. There's some tag team.
We've got to be streaming that one. Hey, Finners, go on, take the lead.
Screamers and howlers. Well, Screamer, James Madison. He's been off the boil for a bit. He's had so much interest over the summer. Obviously, no move materialized. He's been struggling for form, and I think he's starting to creep back into form. I think he's a great player when he plays with kind of vigor and a bit of kind of momentum behind him. Obviously, Brendan's results have been shoddy lately, and he's still getting linked with the United job. Well, was. Howler of the week is just the weather. The weather at the City game and the weather at the Watford game.
Burnley.
I was watching that live. Burnley. You could see Dyche was so gassed, didn't it? He was gassed. He was like, yes, not going to take the L today against Spurs, innit?
That was a mad one still.
All right, Corey. Hope I caught you up.
I'd say Screamer, Jota. Like, the guy's he's just moving mad, and he's doing it quietly as well. Like Mane and Salah have been putting up numbers, but Jota's creeping there as well. I'm seeing this trio coming back, and Firmino's he's injured still.
Yeah, he's injured.
Yeah, Firmino's injured, and Jota's doing what he does best, innit? Just scoring goals. And Howler, Jorginho. That's unforgivable. You can't do that.
I'm glad it happened on Ballon d'Or weekend as well, because these shouts are getting too loud, man. Too loud. I'm not trying to hear it anymore.
I was loving it. I was smiling so much.
His reaction was priceless.
He's when he looked up and you see Rashford and Sancho running away. He's like,
he didn't even bother running. Man was waiting in the centre circle to take the kick off. Cozy.
Screamer, I'll give it, obviously, as an Arsenal fan, Martinelli, very happy for him. He's been mad patient the last season, really. Scored a banging goal with second touch, and like watching him celebrate, I was there at the stadium, going mad. Like, I was very happy for him. Howler Aubameyang, bro. Basically missed an open goal. Like, what can you do?
Laughing every time I say his name now.
You got a good connection on it as well. You got a good connection on it. He didn't miss it.
Yeah, but he was 5 yards out. 5 yards out.
Yeah, it's criminal. It's criminal. I can't lie. It's so criminal.
Have you guys seen who won the Ballon d'Or, by the way?
Is it
Wait, I've got this coming.
Okay.
But go on. I don't want to go on. Sorry, go on.
Do you know who it is?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. I see it just now as well.
Just seen it. I can't believe it. I'm actually quite annoyed.
They checked my guy again. 2 years in a row.
Hey, Banks. Go on, quick.
I'll give Screamer to Sancho just because I'm happy he's beating the 0 goals and goals and assist allegations.
No more light skin jokes. No more light skin jokes.
No more troops jokes. No more Kennedy jokes. Keep that to yourselves from now.
Hold that one.
Wait, it was fun while it lasted, didn't it? It was fun. I had to just run up the agenda. I know it's a
yeah. I hear that. It was fun while it lasted, but my man's here now. He's arrived. His banter thing's done.
He's here now. He's dangerous. Watch.
Howler, gotta give it to Jorginho, fam. I don't know who the hell you think you are trying to pull it out the air like you're fucking Ronaldinho. You ain't that guy. You may have Eno at the end of your name, but you're not Ronaldinho. Don't try that. Just clear it. Yeah. My boys are hunting you down. Don't know who you think you are.
Right. Thank you. Guys, I'm gonna straight in with my screamers and howlers, innit? Screamer, look, you might say I'm just gonna say it. My club in a week's time has done the screamer of the week. Screamer. So remember where we were this time last week, yeah? And look where we are now.
Bro, you're still nice. Relax.
Man, I'm hearing it. You're making sense. I'm liking it. I'm not
talking about this season. I'm not talking about this season, yeah? I'm not saying we're going to win the league. We're going to do this. But this is the first time in so long my club has made a sensible decision. A decision that's not just about here right now. We need to quick plaster over this. My club's gone into surgery and we said, look, for the next 5-6 months, we're going to be rehabbing it. We're going to be rehabilitating. And then watch, when we go these next 2-3 years, my club is going to be on a different thing from now on. So I've got to give Man United the screamer. We've gone from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to one of the most reputable coaches in football history, man. My man's a pioneer. And I can't wait for him to come in.
Man, I didn't know who he was till earlier today.
Start getting man in order, lining up, doggy, like fucking single file thing. Do you know what I mean? Every man in order. That's what I'm looking forward to. But Howler...
Wait.
Sorry, go on. Sorry, is it any comment on
Howler? You know what it is? When we signed Ragnick or whatever, yeah, Murta was the one taking credit for it. Do you know how important that is? Because Ed Woodward would be the one that would say Ed Woodward was doing this, doing that. Now he's not. You're not really hearing Ed Woodward's name in this stuff. You're hearing Murta and you're hearing all these other guys that are going to take over because Ed Woodward's not going to be there anymore. So for him to be involved and you already know the other, I can't remember the other guy's name, but there's someone else higher up. He doesn't want to take in charge of the football. He just wants the more commercial side, the finances where you're gonna make the money in that part.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be involved in the football part, and that's such a huge step.
We need to keep that separate.
Ed Woodward just wanted to do everything, and clearly it didn't work. So he's right. Big up Man United.
Bruv, he was on a right. Bruv, Ed Woodward was on a write the theme tune, sing the theme tune sort of thing. But man, just stay on the commercial thing. Bruv. Stay on the commercial side. We deal. Let the football people deal with it. You know what? I'm not even calling for Pochettino, Ten Hag, whoever Ragnick picks. I know it's the right decision. I know. And then onto my Howler, yeah. There was a comment that I wanted to big up from the beginning, but I had to wait. I had to wait for this moment in particular. He nearly dropped it early. But how the hell has Messi won another Ballon d'Or?
Hey, Lewandowski, man. Breaking records, yeah.
Fam, this Howler is dedicated to Ballon d'Or, the most corrupt. I don't know who fucking votes on it, bro, because it's a load of bullshit.
I said the players. Is it not the players?
Bro, I don't know who it is. Bro, I don't know who it is, fam. I don't know who it is. All I know is the Ballon d'Or is some magazine, yeah. That is it. It's some magazine, and like it's just gone too far now. Because I don't even think Messi, obviously, he's one of the greatest of all time. But you gotta be like, if anyone's gonna win it this season, and it's not gonna be Ronaldo or Messi, this is the time for it. This is the time for you to share it out amongst it. Like when we gave it to Modric last time, how can we not be giving it to Lewandowski now? How?
2 years as well, because he got bumped last year, innit? They cancelled it. Yeah. They just got even though my man was still like doing bits, they're like, no, we're not doing it.
What's he got to do to win it? Like,
be called Messi, innit? Be called Messi or Ronaldo. That's the only way they're gonna win it, fam.
No wonder why they
changed the last name.
Why they gave best striker of the year?
Yeah, they brought in a new category, innit? No, if that's me, I said I don't want it. I'm saying I don't want it. You can't bring me in on a little like participation thing. Like, well done, we're gonna make you category. Like, give me Ballon d'Or or like just like, don't invite me. Like, don't even bell my line. Like, that's mad.
Did you not piss me off the most? The reason why I'm giving the Howler to the Ballon d'Or, I can't give it to Messi, but what pissed me off the most is partly because of what Messi said when he collected the award. My man said, yeah, Robert, you deserve your Ballon d'Or. Last year, everyone was in agreement to say that you were the winner of this award. Bro, he's still the winner of the award this year. Messi, he did nothing. Bro, he won the Copa America.
Yeah.
You won the Copa America, but what have you done since? My man just done half the season.
Even the PSG move since.
What did you win at Barca? What did you win at Barca? What did you win at PSG?
Move so bad.
Bro, it's a joke, fam. I used to look at the Ballon d'Or and be like, that's fair. It's Ronaldo or Messi. But now it's getting to the point now where it's only going to be Ronaldo or Messi, regardless of what they do in this season.
Yeah,
and that's what I think. I wasn't happy about that. I'm sure you guys are.
Same, I'm with you, bro.
100%.
It's a joke.
But
imagine Salah came seventh.
What?
Seventh. Do you know?
You know what? I like that. That's motivation, isn't it? Because you know Salah's gonna be on a different vibe this year, man. I swear to God. I told you already.
Benzema's to lose. I'm sorry.
He's gonna be violent. He's gonna be violent this season.
At a ripe old age of 34, Benzema's taking it home.
You reckon?
100%. If he continues as he's been going on, he's taking it
La
home.
Liga tax, man. Barca in the mud. Every man is in the mud at the moment in La Liga. It's dead. Do you see Barca's team they put out the other day? They're unknown ballers.
Made up players.
Finished, bro.
These Pro Evolution 3 players, man. I didn't even recognize half the team.
Hello, Master League players.
Before we wrap this one up, though, boys, maybe let's go around and say who we think is going to be Ballon d'Or 2022 winner next year. Wonder balls on the line.
Salah, innit? I'm just putting out there.
Salah again.
Manifest that Salah Ballon d'Or, innit?
Ballon d'Or season.
I can't live in an age where Salah gets that Ballon d'Or. Sorry, I can't do it. I can't do that. First,
I'd rather Messi got it again. To be fair, I'd rather Messi.
Bro, Michael Owen has already won a Ballon d'Or, innit? So I'll take that for now.
Well, anything can happen.
Cozy, Saka, Smith Rowe.
Nah. Salah, what he's doing, Salah. I think.
Yeah, fair. Craig, what are you saying?
I think Lowen's gonna win it. I think he's gonna put up the same numbers. Like the same numbers are gonna get put up again and again and again.
Ronaldo just needs his club to do the thing. That's it.
That's a big if right there, man.
I mean, if Fred counts, you know, I don't want to.
Rangnick, hey, we got a lot of questions to be answered before we find that out, innit? But people, I think we'll call it a night here. Thank you again from all the people at Weird and Wonderful. Thank you for joining us today. It's been another classic. It's been another banger. We chopped up a lot today. There's still a fucking lot more to chop up as well.
Midweek games as well.
We got some enjoyable games coming up.
I love it. Man.
People, thank you. But yeah, people, thank you for watching. Before you leave, make sure you're hitting that like button, that subscribe button, following us, retweet and sharing wherever you're watching us, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, whatever it is. Make sure you're engaging. Make sure you're staying tuned for all of our content. But yeah, for now, that has been Jamie Vardy's favorite fucking show, Weird and Wonderful. It's been us. It's been sick, innit? But yeah, we're off. That is us. That is us done. So make sure you're staying tuned for what's to come. Peace.